Well, good morning, everybody. It's 11 a.m. Welcome to meet the 2023 Rising Stars of Bay Area Real Estate. It's a pleasure to have you this morning and have you join us for what is for us a very exciting and highly anticipated program. So we're in for one great hour of conversation and discussion today. As we're admitting everybody in from the waiting room, I want to just give you a little bit of housekeeping, if I may. Number one, I want to thank our host, HSBC Bank, who's been a long time partner of LuxeSF, particularly with this program. So we're delighted to have HSBC on board again for 2023. Some housekeeping items. We've muted all of your sound and video. Every now and then, some of you manage to sneak in and you appear on screen. If you see yourself on screen or you hear yourself on screen, hit that mute button, please, so that you're not seen. The only people we want on screen are myself and our 9 fine panelists today. There is a chat button down the bottom. Feel free to pop a comment, a question, or a chat item in down there. I keep an eye on it from time to time, and if I think it's relevant, I'll be happy to sort of pose it to the group. And then finally, the question I get all the time from realtors is, are you recording today's program? Yes, we are. Late in the afternoon, we'll send you out a link via Eventbrite to the recording of today's program. So if you've got to move in and out and you've got clients calling you in the middle of the call, you can log off and then log back on, but we do have a full recording. So why today's program? Today, we introduced the 2023 Rising Stars of Bay Area Real Estate. We talk to them about their motivation, their inspiration, their aspiration, and their determination, and how they're making it to the top. And these rising stars represent the rising rookies, the agents with fewer than 3 to 4 years in the business who are setting records and creating a reputation for themselves within the industry. So with that, allow me to introduce the rising stars. I'm doing this alphabetically, so no priority here. From W Real Estate in Wine Country, Dan Vodka. From Chase International in Tahoe, Isabel Foley. From Coldwell Banker Realty, Noah Gold. From Compass, Lily Lai. From Vanguard Properties, David Lasker. From Corcoran Icon Properties, Josh McKenna. From Sotheby's International Realty, Federico Palagreco. From Intero, Ashley Rose, and from the Grub Company, Audrey Young. So to all of our panelists today, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you, panelists. Looking forward to a great conversation. So let's set the table. I'm going to go around the room. I'm going to start, Nan, with you at the bottom and then move around this way. To each of the panelists, very, very briefly, headline form, tell us who you are, a little bit about the brokerage, the position, the geography. Just give us 25 words or less on who you are. Nan, let's start with you.
Great. My name is Nan Betker. I'm with W Real Estate here in Sonoma County, beautiful wine country. I got my license in July of 2021 and signed up with W Real Estate in September of 2021. My focus is single family homes at this time, and I'm honored to be here. So thank you.
Thank you, David. David Lasker.
Hi, everyone. My name is David Lasker, and I'm with Vanguard Properties here in San Francisco. My revenue last year was just over $15 million, and I got my license back in 2019, 4 years ago.
Excellent. Audrey Young.
Hi there, Audrey Young from the Grub Company. We serve Oakland, Berkeley, Piedmont, and the surrounding areas. I have been with Grub since February of 2022, so this is really kind of my first full year going on here, and my revenue to date has been 13 million.
Excellent. Lily?
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Lily Lai. I am with Compass out of San Francisco. I'm based out of the Noe Street office, but frequent our Beach Street flagship office. I primarily service San Francisco and its neighboring Southside cities, Pacifica and South San Francisco. My bulk of my business is representing buyers in the purchase of single family homes in this area. My Sales volume in 2021 is 28 million, and year to date is 54 million.
And Federico.
Hi, everyone. My name is Federico Parlagreco. I'm based in wine country, beautiful wine country. I got my license back in June 2021. I'm the founding member of the Goodrich Group within the wine country brokerage for a total of sales in 2022 of about $30 million. And thanks so much for having me today.
Josh.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Josh Marquina with Corcor and Icon Properties, and I'm originally from the Brentwood area, but I just recently transferred here to San Francisco, and I primarily focus with single family homes. But now that since I'm here in San Francisco, it's very interesting to me that I'm doing TIC, tenants in common, and some condos and townhouses. So my sales volume is not, of course, as steep as the other agents. I just got licensed about 7-8 months ago, the last quarter of last year. And but I'm very happy to say that I was able to close my first 3 deals on the 3rd month of being in the business. So I'm so happy for that. So thank you so much.
Excellent. Noah?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Gold. I immigrated to United States after my army service. I was a tank and a motor instructor in the Israeli army. I bring that to my work every day. I serve everybody that I can serve, and I'm happy to be here today.
Okay, thank you. Noah, you're still breaking up a little bit, but we'll try to get you as best we can. Isabel?
Good morning, everybody. I am Isabel Foley with Chase International Real Estate. I represent both Reno and Tahoe markets on the Nevada side. Last year, my sales volume was 12.5 million, and I either represent buyers or sellers in vacant land, condos, townhomes, single-family residences, or multifamily properties.
Excellent. And Ashley, you're on mute.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for your time today on this panel. Look forward to learning from all of you and also sharing my experience. Born and raised in San Francisco, and my business is pretty much all over the Bay Area, Northern California. I like to work with various different clients all over, depending on their needs. So yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Just occurred to me, you are the COVID babies.
I am. Yeah. I was
licensed. All of you are.
I was licensed in October 2021. Right. So my first deal was, I think November 2021. Yeah, so
actually, let me stay with you and go back around the room. Why did you get into real estate? Same question I'm going to ask everybody. Why did you get into this business? What inspired you?
So I think definitely my upbringing. I was blessed to have a grandfather who invested in real estate in San Francisco, hence the reason why I'm still able to, stay in the Bay. So I think that personal connection of investing, growing up in that environment, he was really adamant about, sustaining ourselves here. Before I became an agent about 6 years ago, I purchased my first property. So that spoke volumes to kind of the brand and the proof is in the pudding. So I'm able to speak to that with clients as well, just being an investor first. So I would say
let me go.
Whole experience.
Same question, Isabel, to you. Why did you get into the business?
I got into the business because I wanted to be my own boss, and I feel that I'm pretty unique from most people. So I wanted to practice real estate in my own way. And I really enjoy working with different personalities. So I thought it might be a great career switch for me. And I do have a passion for real estate. I think it's beautiful, fascinating, and very powerful. So just a combination of those things got me into the industry.
Lily, same question. Why'd you get into the business?
I got into the business because real estate really is an opportunity for all of us to be entrepreneurs. And I am an entrepreneur at heart. I've been through my 20s, and I love working with clients one-on-one to help them advance from where they are to where they want to go. And I love properties. I love real estate.
Josh, same question. You're on mute.
Yeah, well, I got into a business because I remember since I was a kid, I have always have passion for homes and the architecture. So I come from the Philippines. I just arrived here in America about 2 years ago in 2021. And living in the Bay Area is for me a privilege. So having this beautiful terrain, weather, beautiful people around you. So real estate paved the way for me to meet new people, meet wonderful people like this one's in the panel, and it's just amazing to be in the industry where every day is different. So I I really like that one, and yeah, I really love house architecture. All in all, yeah.
Okay. Federico?
I was looking for a career that united particularly different subjects, different specializations. I come from Italy originally. I was born in Sicily, and throughout my college career, I was interested in economics, arts, culture, architecture. I mean, you name it. And real estate, especially in the Bay Area, and especially with the clients that we meet every day, is just not an amazing opportunity to put those subjects together and kind of be a multitasker. The entrepreneurial aspect is fantastic. So yeah, it's really challenging, and every day is different, like Josh said. So yeah, very fulfilling.
Audrey, same question.
Yeah. So I thought two things. I think it's a great way for me to use my marketing and project management background, because a lot of what we do in real estate is marketing and project management, but also because I love to connect people, do the research with them and connect them with the home that they've been looking for. So I love that, the problem solving, really getting into the search with them. I love doing that, especially with first-time homebuyers.
David?
After 18 years in a previous career, I was looking for a change. I just love real estate just because, it offers me an opportunity to be entrepreneurial. I wanted to find something where I can create my own business, and one which that I could transfer over my skills. I was always that guy who would drive around San Francisco on a Saturday or Sunday. I would always see those open house signs, pull the car over, and just have a natural curiosity about the listings. I also met several real estate agents in that time who I spoke to, and that's how I got my interest in real estate.
Excellent. Nan?
You know what? They all took my same answers. I had the same answers, but typically, I came to a crossroads. My kids went off to college and did on everything they just said to keep it simple.
All right. And Noah, you're on mute, Noah.
Sorry. I don't know if you see me on my phone or on my video. I don't know if you see me on my phone or on my video, but
Noah, we're losing. Noah, Noah, we're losing you. We're going to have to cut you. We'll try to log you in through a different way if we can.
Hear me now?
No, we're getting up a different way if we can. Give me a moment here. We'll try to get Noah fixed up a different way. The question I want to ask the group is, you've only been in the business a couple of years now. Has it turned out the way you thought it would? Anybody? Isabel.
Absolutely not. I was so shocked that COVID turned real estate into the industry that it was, with the market being so red hot. And I started in 2020 January, and I basically was renting a bedroom and was stuck in that room for my first 3-4 months, and I didn't know what to do because I didn't know the industry. I didn't know how to meet new people. I had also moved to a new area. So I'm just glad that that first year for me gave me a lot of practice writing offers for buyers, because on average it took about 20 offers writing 20 offers to get one accepted. So I basically learned the purchase agreement front and back, all 11 pages, and it was a great time for me to learn everything. So
okay. Anybody else? Did it turn out the way you thought it would, Lily?
I came into real estate thinking that this would be a job, and it's become so much more than that. Real estate's really become a life and something that has become who I am, and I am real estate. My job is me. I've really met some really fantastic people outside of finding a career path that really suits me and really pulls on my natural strengths. So it's become just so much more than I could have imagined.
Ashley, you had your hand up.
Definitely unexpected in terms of thinking, you know, hey, there's so many people out there, why me? And how can I add value? I think it's one of those things where it's very unexpected. You just got to dive in and have confidence, and you'll get listings and buyers within your first year, no problem, if you just go in and offer that value. So it was definitely unexpected for me my first year.
Group, what was your biggest fear? When you came into this business, what was the biggest fear? Anybody? Audrey,
can you hear
Audrey,
me?
I can hear you loud and clear. No, just hold for a second. Audrey?
Yeah, I guess maybe I didn't realize.
Boy, we are having bandwidth problems today. I don't know what's going on. Audrey, we've lost you. Noah?
Okay, hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. What was your biggest
Okay.
fear?
So my biggest fear was that I won't be able to support my family. You know, that's my biggest fear. And I did that. On the one hand, in real estate, you need to go all in and do it. You cannot do it part-time. But I had a different business, an art business. I used to sell a lot of art. So I didn't make the transition to fully do real estate until I knew that I can do it. So on the one hand, it's contradictions because you need to do it full time. And on the other hand, I really needed to secure my base. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Other fears from the group? Josh, quickly.
Yeah, for me, it's fear of the unknown because you don't know, you don't really know what's gonna happen in the deal until it closes. So yeah, it's every deal for me is kind of turbulent. So it's just fear of the unknown.
So I want to ask the group. Yes, go ahead, David, quickly.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, it's breaking into San Francisco real estate's just not an easy thing. And I got lucky at my brokerage who they've got excellent trainings and classes by, you know, some of the top agents of the city. So to really learn that craft of real estate and definitely just take things one step at a time was really important as well. Yeah.
And Alex,
Audrey,
can you hear
you're
me
back?
now?
I
Yeah,
can. Go
thanks.
ahead.
Thank you. And I'm going to just piggyback off what David just said. At our brokerage, we have both formal and informal mentorships and trainings that have really made the difference between, you know, feeling like you're out there on your own and being trained by great professionals.
Okay.
I agree.
To all of the, please do not be immodest. No, don't be overly modest. Okay. But I want to ask you the question: what separates you from the herd? Now, your careers are ahead of you. I acknowledge that. But if I was somebody coming in from Minneapolis tomorrow, and I asked the question, what's special about David Lasker or Noah Gold or Josh McKenna? What separates you from the herd? What is your sense? What's your point of uniqueness? What is making you a rising star? David, start with you.
Yeah, so I was lucky because I spent 18 years in a different field, which is a very competitive sales environment. So I always had that revenue goal, that quota ingrained in me. But at the same time, I'm not a transactional guy. I am very much a relationship seller. And, you know, I love what I do. And I think that shows through. And what I focus in on the most is really just on the process of the real estate transaction from the beginning to the end. And I'm also solely focused just on the service and the value that I provide my customers.
All right. So give me one word only, one word that describes your style. It would be
personable and approachable.
That's more than one, but I get.
No, I get the job done. I'm the guy. I'm going to be the guy that's going to get you what you want. Yeah.
Okay, Nan.
You know, like David, I am huge on relationship building. I thrive on that. Also I network. You know, I believe it's also not having a relationship with your clients, but also having relationships with other agents. So I like to think of it as an agent's agent. One word, proactive, very proactive.
Okay,
Right.
excellent. That'll do. Josh, same question.
So my one word is passionate. And this is a very highly competitive business, right? And basically everyone, not just within your brokerage you are in competition with. But for me, I think what separates me from other agents is I think competition for me is within myself. So I always look at the mirror in the morning before I go in bed at night and ask myself if I'm better today than I was yesterday. So in that thinking, I take care of myself first, and then after I take care of myself first, I know that I can provide to my clients and my prospects.
Excellent. Noah, same question.
Yes, hi. So for me, every client that I represent, it's an army mission, for better or worse. My husband keeps reminding me that real estate is not life and death, but my body doesn't know it. And that's the reality. When I go into a transaction, when I represent a buyer or a seller, for me, I think in terms of what can go wrong. I plan, I constantly think about the scenarios in my head. So I draw a lot from my army experience. And I say for better or worse, because to go like that in the world, it's not the healthiest thing, but I try to keep it in check and in balance. And what set me apart is that I'm a soldier. So I bring it to my work and I serve people blindlessly.
And the one word that would sum you up?
Service. I give service.
We missed your opening. You said you were in the Israeli army, yes?
Yes, I was a tank and a mortar instructor in the Israeli army, and I immigrated to the United States afterwards.
Perfect background for real estate. Audrey, what separates you?
I would say the one word would be curious. So not only do I make myself available to all kinds of trainings and being in the office and learning from others, but I also am curious when I'm meeting with someone, a potential buyer or seller, what's the motivation behind looking for that property in that neighborhood? How can I get under the whole, I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in this neighborhood? I try to listen for what's the why.
Okay. Who haven't we done yet? Yes, Isabel. Thank you. Isabel?
If I had to choose one word, I would choose genuine. And I choose to see every day with multiple opportunities. And with each opportunity that I come across, I just act genuine and I'm myself. And that's gone a long, long way for me.
Okay. Lily?
For me, real estate is so much more than a transaction. It's really a season of change for our clients. So I come from a place of curiosity. I ask the questions to fully understand the nuances that are involved from transitioning from one stage to another. So my word would be attentive.
And Ashley?
My word would definitely be grit, and just show production. I mean, where you start and where you're currently at, just to show what you've done, how you produce, and there's somebody for everybody. So that's kind of what the lens that I go through is, you're going to have those clients that are going to want to work with you and come to you.
Quick digression panel. I noticed that 6 of the 9 panelists are female, 3 are male. What's going on? Is this becoming a female business?
Hey,
Anybody?
I'm the last one that didn't answer yet, actually.
Yes, I was coming to you, Federico, but go
good.
ahead. Answer both questions. Answer this question first.
Well, for being the minority on the panel, I will, I'm just profoundly happy to see and the participation from the female side, and actually the business I find myself in up here especially, is also dominated by women. So and it's great because the strength they show during transactions and everything is something that really inspires me as a man too. So, and to go back on and what sets me apart, my word would be sophistication. And for me, sophistication means many things. It's uniting many things, but it comes from perspective. It comes from my upbringing in Italy, putting together just fantastic inputs from where I was born, a fantastic history, architecture, culture, approach to people, the way we interplay and communicate with other people, and just attracting what I like. And that's, I've been talking to captains of industry, just incredible people. So that's what sets me apart. Yeah.
Real estate can in fact be a renaissance industry. Team, let's get off you for a moment and go to the business for 5 or 10 minutes if we can. I want to sort of assess the Bay Area real estate market today through your eyes. What's it like through the first half of the year as we're entering summer? What do you think it's going to be like for the balance of the year going into 2024? How are you reading it? And sort of in that conversation, what do you see as the challenges? Ashley, let's start with you. How are you assessing the market?
Absolutely. So primarily in San Mateo County, obviously, we have those inventory shortages and also working harder for our buyers. Also, putting our sellers in better situations as well. So San Mateo County, all throughout the area, even Northern California, in some recent escrows I have this week, actually, definitely hot still. Things are still going over asking, multiple offers. So I see it still trending that way in the summer, especially with rates fluctuating. I don't think that's really, I think buyers are accustomed to that. So in my experience, I think the downturn or any issues or fears would be just some continued shifts in the local job market here. But we all know that we have various industries. So healthcare, biotech, tech, I mean, everything that we have going on here, there's always going to be something going on. So I don't see.
So are you optimistic? Are you optimistic?
Very
pessimistic?
optimistic. I mean, I haven't seen anything in any other way, and that's in
Perfect.
all the markets I work at. So
perfect. Same question, Isabel, briefly.
So as you all know, real estate is local. I work 2 different markets, Lake Tahoe and Reno. I'll start with Lake Tahoe. I feel that because we had such a rigorous winter and so much snow, it's going to cause a lot of homeowners to want to sell property. So we're going to start to see more inventory, but we do have a lack of contractors to fix damage that has been done to homes, not just for people who want to sell, but for people who are planning to live in Tahoe. So I'm still optimistic about the market there though. And then in Reno, I think our biggest issue is affordability, with interest rates being high, especially for locals. It's very, very difficult for them to afford just the median home price, so, or entry-level homes in general. So that's our biggest.
Optimistic, pessimistic, or cautious?
Definitely optimistic, always optimistic.
Based in reality or based on you're always optimistic?
I'm always optimistic, but I also, I think based off of my research, I think that real estate is trending in a positive direction still, even though it is hard to afford. Got it.
Federico?
Well, for me, I see the Bay Area picture as one of the strongest markets in the US. It's very resilient. Many industries are producing incredible results, even in times where there's uncertainty, and we're definitely going there. I'm optimistic because we live here and because we're seeing, movements everywhere. So in my particular market, wine country, it's, again, there's an affordability crisis for sure. But there's so many eyes pointed here that I would say the right products sell and sell really quickly.
Okay, Lily, same question.
In San Francisco, the market is still very hot. We have, in the last year, we've gone from one radical shift to another very quickly within 6 months. And yes, there is a lull and it takes some time to catch up between the shifts, but when it does, the market always presents itself as very strong. In the last month, all the offers I've written have received double-digit offers and selling hundreds of thousands over list price based on buyer competition purely. So we are also in a place that is landlocked with high population density and with high employment and a variety of employers. So I'm very optimistic about the real estate market in San Francisco.
David?
Yes. So while in San Francisco, there's still some uncertainty, I'm definitely seeing the market now starting to move in a more positive direction. The big news in San Francisco now is really the lack of inventory. We're sitting between 30 and 40% less active new listings than we did a year ago. But at the same time, there are so many new buyers that are now entering the market. You know, they're accepting the new interest rates. And what that's doing is that's creating like this big demand. So if you have a beautiful property that's in a desirable neighborhood, we are definitely back to busy open houses, multiple offers, as well as many that are selling over asking. However, we do have some areas in San Francisco that remain soft. I would say the downtown area, condominium prices are still back at 2017 levels.
Okay, so but overall, optimistic, pessimistic, or cautious?
Oh yeah, definitely optimistic. I mean,
All right.
I think we hit a bottom last winter. We're coming back. Yeah.
Gotcha. Noah?
Okay, so I'm cautious. I live in Marin. I do work in the city in the East Bay and in Sonoma. But what I would say is that, yes, we had a good 2 months now. But before, you know, the past 6 months before that were very soft. And I'm seeing that the market is good right now because it's springtime. I'm cautious in regards to what's going to happen in summer. Will we stop again? Will it be a longer summer because the spring started late? A lot of homeowners refinance and they're locked into 3% interest rate. They're not happy to sell, so they're not eager to sell. So I'm cautious. And I'm here, canceling my vacations, staying here. We need to work.
Josh?
Yeah, in my market in the East Bay and in San Francisco, well, of course, interest rates are is the main factor of the shift of the market, right? But as Ashley has mentioned earlier, people and buyers have started to acclimate to the new high interest rates. So I see the trend leveling out between the sellers market and the buyers market. So now I've seen sellers offering concessions and doing credit buy downs or free lease back or something. So I'm very optimistic about what's happening, what's going to happen in the summertime, especially for the buyers, because there's a lot of opportunities in the market right now, especially in the near future time.
Nan, before you go to your question to the panel, though, most of you again are at the early stage of your careers, so your sales are going to be less than, you're not going to be selling 10, 15, $20 million properties. I would assume that your average is going to be under 2 million at this point. Are you being adversely hit by the 6% mortgage rates? Is it affecting the under $2 million market for you? Anybody?
I would say yes, in a sense. There's definitely a resistance, or let's say caution, a lot more caution on the buyer side. There's demands that are often offending sellers, but we've got to get used to the fact that we're going back to a sort of a normal interaction, normal transaction market. So sellers have to realize, and we have to educate them in that way. Yeah.
Nan, same question to you. Optimistic, cautious? What's your assessment?
I am still cautious. We are seeing the low inventories here. We're seeing multiple offers because of the low inventory. I think one of the challenges we're facing is, especially with State Farm pulling out of California and around this area with the fires and fire insurance. So we're going to wait and see what happens with that.
Okay, and Audrey?
Optimistic, based on just being an optimistic person. What we're seeing is a lot of what you're seeing in the other areas. We got off to kind of a slow spring start, but good homes are going well over asking, multiple offers. The buyers that are in the market, there's a pent-up demand because the ones that I'm working with anyway have digested the interest rate hikes and they're ready to go, and they're not always finding enough inventory in great homes. But to your point earlier, Alf, I was speaking to buyers in the fall who dropped out because of high interest rates and decided to rent instead. But again, the buyers that are in it now have, they're ready and just looking for some great inventory.
How is inventory, team? What's happening with inventory? Are we back up? Where are we? Anybody?
If
David?
you look at,
Yeah, we're less inventory on new active listings, and I've been reading a lot in the media about what they're calling this mortgage lock-in effect. So if you got into some great interest rate, historically low, you'd be, thinking twice before you want to trade properties, doubling if not tripling your interest rate.
Audrey, you want to say something?
I was just going to say the people who can sell and need to sell are still selling, but you're right. It feels like inventory is lower, at least for the really great homes.
So is there inventory suppression right now? I just want to
Yes,
get the feel of the
absolutely.
board.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
there
okay.
is. Yeah.
Okay. Take me through December 31st. If there was one challenge in the industry, in your selling industry, you selling today, if there's one challenge you see on the horizon for the next 6 months, be brief about this. What would it be? Start with you, Audrey. What's the challenge?
Oh, that's fun. We just heard from an economist yesterday during our training that if buyers have to start paying down their student loans again, that might then knock some of them out of the market that were really just starting for the, looking for the first time home purchase. That's a
Okay,
consideration.
Noah, what would be the main challenge?
The main challenge is buyer confidence. If the buyers will be confident that the economy is going to be strong, that they won't lose their tech job, they're going to drive the market. And sellers that are willing to, and sellers that would think they're willing to let go of their 3%, interest rate because it's a strong market. So it's so they will feed into each other.
Got it. Where do you think buyer confidence is right now, Noah?
I think it's medium.
Thank you. Josh, the biggest challenge?
I think it would be education, because the interest rates are high, but what most buyers and sellers refuse to read, and especially in the pop culture and the news, is that it's still a good time to buy. There are always great reasons to buy, and if we're able to educate our buyers and sellers about that, then their confidence would be highly, yeah.
Nan.
Again, with the sellers, what Noah touched with is, sellers not wanting to get rid of their 2%. I mean, to move with a great rate like that. And also the confidence of, I do think that the buyers are getting comfortable with the interest rates. They're normalizing. Everyone did get spoiled with it, but the education comes in.
All right, Federico, briefly.
I think the biggest challenge that I see is getting the biggest generation we have as a market, which is the millennial generation, into homes, especially the younger ones. There has to be creativity there. Conventional financing is not always the best option. Actually, it is not for them right now. So that's the biggest challenge I see 6 to 12 months.
Lily?
I think the biggest challenge will be really properly educating our clients, buyers and sellers alike, and taking into account not just the next 6 months, but what the next 2 years will look like, and making sure that we are planning for the 6 months, but also beyond that, so that there is an alternative to what's happening now, and circumstances can change.
David?
I agree with Noah. I think the biggest challenge is buyer confidence. Also, the lack of really good quality inventory. We need more inventory in the city.
Isabel?
I would say underlying issue is lack of inventory. Home builders have been behind on demand since 2010 because they're afraid of what had happened in 07 and 08. And that's causing affordability issues in combination with high interest rates or higher interest rate.
And Ashley?
I think a fear, but also a positive in terms of buyer confidence is their money is safer in real estate with trends riding up and down for the long term. You show them the data on long-term hold. It's better than putting their money in stock market or a bank. So I think fear, yet instilling that confidence in the buyer can kind of trend it the other direction, safer in real estate.
Let me ask you all an embarrassing question, if I may. You represent, and let's cut the hyperbole for a moment. You represent the next breed of of realtor coming to market. You're the rising stars. You were the nine who was showing the promise. Are you doing business differently than your older peers, the people who've been in business for the last 10, 15, 20 years? A lot of top producers there, by the way. But is there a new way of doing business, or are you just operating on the same philosophies, the same principles, the same strategies, just doing it with more youthful enthusiasm? Is there a definable shift in the way we will conduct business in terms of the new generation of realtors? Who wants to start me on that?
I can
Noah,
start.
go ahead. Yes,
Yes.
please.
So the top producer in my county, I'm all friends on Facebook and Instagram, and they're not doing much. They're not really connecting. A lot of my business comes from social media. I am connected. Every person that I meet at Starbucks, I find him on Facebook or on Instagram, and I connect. I make sure I put content. This is a viral world, and we have to be there. And this is very different than what the older generation is doing. The older generation, they have connections, which I have less, but it's the difference that I see. It's the virality, it's the viral, it's the social media. It does bring business. It really does.
Nan?
I'm going to say it's a mix, but a little bit more old style. You know, I do my open houses. I go out there, I'm networking, I'm face to face with people, building those relationships. It's important to put yourself out there and hard work, show up and just do the right thing.
So it's doing what's been done before, but doing it better?
Yeah, and also, you know, of mixing in a little technology here and there, you know, doing videos on the properties that you're listing. But
Hold the tech. I'm going to come to technology in a moment. I want to delve into that. Who else has got a comment about? Yes, go ahead, Ashley.
I would say I'm learning from, you know, veterans that've been in the business for a long time. My business is basic, meeting people face to face, then a little social media. All of my business has been cold. People are still needing that in-person connection. And people are not into social media. So to be able to touch all those is important. So that business still works. Meeting that face to face. And again, I see it every day. I'm blessed to work with many veterans that have been in the business 30 years, and what they do still works. So partnering with them as well is key to success, I think, and has been a key to my success.
David?
I guess you can call me old school, but I found tremendous success doing open houses. Also signing up for the floor time at my brokerage. So I must have closed in the past 3 years over, 35 transactions. And I would have to say close to 70% of that just came from open houses. The rest came from referrals. But interestingly enough, now my referral business is starting to pick up, from some of my earlier clients.
Lily?
I think there's an old school way of doing things and a new school way of doing things. And the old school is echoing some of the things that David has already talked about, the open houses, and that face-to-face interaction is so pivotal and really at the core of a lot of real estate transactions, because that's your opportunity to bond with the person, to have them trust you, have them like you, and want to do business with you. On top of that is layering on that social component, that digital space, and really taking up space in that digital space is really important, because that allows you to capture people who you don't have the opportunity to have those one-on-one FaceTimes with. Like Noah said, or Nan said, I have a lot of friends on Facebook who are now in an age where they are needing to buy properties. And so I am doing myself and them a favor by letting them know what I'm doing, staying on top of mind, so that they reach out to me by way of just being present digitally. So I think a hybrid is the new model.
I want to get some distinction here, though, if I can. With all due respect to you, the old white guys like me with white hair, we're headed for the funeral parlor. I mean, we're on the downward slope of the bell curve. And to Federico's previous point, it's the younger buyer coming up. It's the Gen Y, Gen Z. It's the post-millennial buyers who are finding difficulty getting into this business. Can you attract those buyers that Federico is talking about with the same old stuff that's been done by agents for the last 50 years?
I don't think it could be relied on just what's happened in the last 50 years because the whole digital space wasn't around, 50 years ago. We are now in a space where millennial generation is spending more and more time online. They're looking on Instagram, they are on Facebook, they are on TikTok, and those are the spaces that that's your platform to capture their attention. So producing content that you can be proud of to strike that first impression in that digital space is your opportunity to connect with this new generation of buyers.
All right, let me ask, I'm going to go around. Sorry, Dave, do you want to say something?
Oh, I just want to add, with the millennials, I just want to add that higher level of service. They do their homework and they're very, very well educated about the market, the property, and the real estate agent, but just to provide them with information above and beyond what they can find on the internet and also really establish that trust with them.
Audrey, I'm going to start with you. If there was one piece of technology now, digital, one piece of technology that's become absolutely fundamental to your practice, what would it be? What could you not live without?
I gotta say, my Theo has been a lifesaver. And I want to piggyback really quick on what David just said about the educated buyer, who I still think needs a lot of education about what a buyer's agent can do for them. So open houses have been fantastic in that regard. They get to see you, meet you, see, what value you bring. Why my Theo? It absolutely streamlines the whole communication process. I get to, see the listing, send out the listing, keep track of where it's going. It just has made things wonderfully easy.
Noah, one piece of technology?
Facebook. There's a lot of Israelis in the Bay Area, and I get to connect with groups, Israelis in the East Bay, Israelis in the South Bay, Israelis in South Sonoma, whatever. So I do a lot of business that way.
Josh?
Yeah, it would be social media. There's a myriad of things that social media can provide a real estate agent and clients alike. So I just love my phone so much because it could make you very creative, economical, and environmental.
Josh, what do you post in social media?
A lot of things. So I post some buyer and sellers tips. I also post some of my house tours. I also post.
But where do you post? Where do you post?
Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok.
Thank you. Nan, technology?
Social media, especially Instagram Live, and posting open houses that I do basically every weekend.
Federico?
I would think two facets of important technology. On one side, on the back end, I would say AI integrated CRM, keeping you on top of things, reminding you to reach out to people. So AI and CRMs are a big thing for me. And then obviously, as everybody knows, Instagram, social media in general, but Instagram for me is just like yeah.
Lily?
I'm going to echo what everyone is saying, and that digital space, as I briefly touched on, is so important in laying the foundation. So my piece would be also social media.
Okay, David?
I would say my Real Scout home search platform, my clients love it. It's this AI platform for home search. And I just recently got onto a CRM called Follow Up Boss, and that's really a game changer for me as well.
Isabel?
I would pick the iPhone in general, just because we literally have so much information in the palm of our hands, and we as real estate agents can kind of segregate that information and streamline the information that buyers and sellers need. And we are able to do that very easily and quickly and efficiently.
Okay, Ashley?
I would say I use kind of social media the least, but I really enjoy Real Scout and also Follow Up Boss as well. A new one, High Note, is pretty good in terms of presentation style. So
What's the one you can't live without?
I do like Real Scout a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Are any of you using AI?
little bit.
Yes.
Who's, Audrey, how are you, briefly, Audrey, what are you doing with AI?
Copywriting for an email, postcard, whatever. What have
Where are
you.
you going for that? What platform?
Chat
You're
GPT.
using ChatGPT. Anybody else? AI? Just
I
one
use
of the
Canva.
9, huh?
I use Canva, Magic Write, and the ChatGPT.
Okay. I had a top producer agent in Marin County tell me recently that video is obviously important. We all agree with that, I would suspect, but that the old concept of 3-minute videos is gone. Her videos are less than 25 seconds because of, it's really the TikTok philosophy. Keep it brief because they're in and they're out. What do you think about that? Anybody?
Yes, I agree. I try to do a weekly video with market updates, and I try to keep it like a minute long. This is for my personal videos, but totally agree. 25 seconds, a minute and a half is a long video.
Any other comments?
Attention span
Actually-
is short.
Attention span is
really, really short. So it's the first 5 seconds that decide if somebody's going to scroll down or keep listening.
Yeah, and there's
Federico,
just,
go ahead, Josh.
yeah, there's just so many content on social media. So yeah, like Federico said, you want to make them hook like for the first 5 seconds, because if not, then they're gonna go to the others, to the other content on social media.
They're gone. Federico, I'm going to start with you. If there was one agent in the Bay Area whose career you're following because you want to either emulate or learn from, who would it be?
Greg Lynn.
Why?
I just think sophistication, background, just immense power of communication, and just attractive as a person. Yeah.
Lily?
It would be Isabel Gaute with Compass. I think she does a fabulous job with how she holds herself, the amount of business she does, and how tight a ship she runs with her team.
David?
I would say, the heads of my brokerage, James Nunemacher and Frank Nolan, they're just such a leading example of success, and they inspire us all every single day.
Noah?
Wow, you put me on the spot.
Yes.
So I like Joshua Deitch with Coldwell Banker. He does it quietly and humbly. He's not
He's in
like
Marin, yes? He's in Marin?
He's in Marin, yes. And he's not that extrovert like I am, so I just, I don't know if I want to be like him, but I just noticing the way his style is intelligent and soft. And I also take a lot of inspiration from the people in my office. Andy Falk has been a mentor. Scott Cherry has been a mentor. Coldwell Banker has been a home of mentors, and I thrive here. So.
Okay. Josh, who do you follow?
I really follow Bonnie Spindler even before I got licensed. So Bonnie Spindler is a San Francisco agent with Corcoran Icon Properties as well. So what I love about what she does is she doesn't only focus on the property per se. She focuses on the culture, tradition, and history of the neighborhood. So San Francisco is a very beautiful place. So she having that done that and doing that, it just makes me more interested with the property.
Nan?
Of course, Randy Waller, owner of W Real Estate, from his attitude, his motivation, his consistency, and his leadership. He's been a great mentor, along with the whole W crew here.
Audrey?
Yeah, I'll get in trouble if I play favorites. No, I'm kidding. There are so many high producing agents in our office, both new and veterans, that I
But the one you follow, who's the one you follow?
She's listening to the call now. So Dana Cohen has been an unofficial mentor of mine. And I love the way she's customer focused and makes it fun along the way.
Isabel?
I would say Donna Spear of Chase International. She's the leader in high-end luxury real estate. And anytime I would think of someone in that category, her name just goes straight to my mind. And she's gracious, she's wise, and very humble. Look up to her a lot.
Ashley?
We have a few across Ontario's brokerage. So I would say there's Andy again in our office is pretty good. He's really simple, really clean, does a very routine business, and is producing all the time. So I would definitely want to emulate that. Also another Andy C and another Intero office, but also I have a few mentors in my office. Teresa Shokove, there's a few there, so I'm blessed with the best.
We've got about 5 minutes here, folks. I'm going to hit you with 2 more questions, and then we're going to wrap this up if we may. If there was one dream real estate listing that you would love to have, Noah, what would it be?
Dream listing. You know what
Yeah.
my dream listing is? My dream listing is a listing that I say what we're going to go on the market and that the seller will say yes to everything that I suggest. That's my dream listing. That's all.
Good for you. All right, Josh.
Well, it would have to be. It just got recently, so it would have to be the one in Beverly Hills. It was listed as the most expensive and biggest residential address in the U.S. It listed first for $500 million, but eventually it sold to auction to $126,000. But it would be my dream listing because it would put my name in the real estate industry.
Perfect. Audrey?
Yeah, there is a house that I walk by about a million times a year in my neighborhood. It's a big Tudor on a flat lot with a view of the San Francisco Bay. Hasn't been touched in decades, and I would love to get this listing and fix that one up.
What are you doing about that?
Leaving love notes.
All right. Nan?
First thing that comes to mind is Beyonce's house. And Jason.
Okay. What's that listing for? Who knows?
Yeah. I think it was 50.
All right. Chump change. Federico?
For me, it would be a listing that speaks to the automotive collectors with a massive garage and something to present just because of personal passion. And on another note, I would say Noah is right. When they listen to you, that's already a dream listing.
Yeah. Lily?
My dream listing looks like a thoughtfully built home in mid-century modern style overlooking the Pacific Ocean.
David?
I'm a history buff, so I would just love that trophy property. San Francisco is just full of architecturally significant and beautiful, huge homes on the historic registry. I would love to do one of those.
Ashley?
I would say anything with views of the Bay Area, open space, views of the Bay Area.
And views of the Bay. And Isabel?
So I have an investor's mindset. I would absolutely love to list a commercial property, maybe like a retail building, not a shopping mall, but one that has small boutique restaurants or boutiques and restaurants, and one that has like a triple net in place with bumps every year. That's high yielding.
So let me stay with you. A final question going around the board. I cut you a check today for $4 million. And I say to you, Isabel, go out and spend this now on residential real estate in the Bay Area, including Tahoe. Where would you invest that $4 million? It's got to be for you, not for anybody else. Where would you invest it?
If I was able to, I would diversify that 4 million and put it into, investments that pencil out. So I just do the research and analyze each property and see where the yield is highest and diversify.
Yeah, but you're waffling there. Give me the specific. Where do you think you'd park that money?
Fernley, which is a suburban area right outside of Reno. Reno's overflowing, so I see a lot of positive forecasts out that way. So
Reno's going crazy, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Ashley, same question. 4 mil.
Oh, I would diversify across. I would say Redwood City, San Bruno, Carmichael area in Sacramento. I would go Walnut Creek, anywhere hasn't hit the 2 million or under 1 million, East Palo Alto, Menlo Park, San Jose. I mean, they're just areas that are continuous growth.
Federico?
Healdsburg. Yeah.
Anything in Healdsburg. Lily?
I would stretch the 4 million across as many single family homes as I can across the peninsula, because I firmly believe that single family homes promise the highest return.
All right. Any specific part of the peninsula?
Anything that $4 million can buy in quantity. So South San Francisco, Daly City, San Bruno.
Got it. David, 4 mil?
Yeah, $4 million, I would buy a 2 to 4 unit vacant building in San Francisco and just kind of hold on to that passive income well into retirement.
Noah?
Okay, so I'm either gonna buy my listing over here, or
Okay.
I'm going to invest in single family homes that were built from the 90s and up in Santa Rosa area. It's a good place to park your
Josh?
money.
Josh?
Yeah, I would buy a property and any property here in San Francisco, preferably in Pacific Heights or the Presidio, because the city is so expensive, and my dream is to live here and spend the rest of my life here. Now, if I have that 4 million, then that could seal the dream of my real estate, of my San Francisco real estate, and I could live here as long as I can.
Okay. Nan?
I'm gonna say here in Sonoma County, a lot of people are coming over. You get more home for your dollar. So definitely here.
Audrey?
I'm with Nan. I'm going to see what my 4 million can buy in Sonoma County.
Audrey, by
I'll
20,
help you guys.
yes.
What's
Audrey,
that?
by 2030, will you be on Real Trend's top 1,000 agents in the United States?
How many years is that? Sure,
7
why
years.
not? Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Josh?
A bigger sounding yes.
Nan?
Of course, let's go.
Of course. Federico?
I aim for international recognition too. So
Oh, better still, the world.
Yeah. absolutely.
Lily?
Absolutely.
David?
100% yes.
Isabel?
Absolutely.
And Ashley?
Absolutely.
This is on, we have recorded this. We're going to come back in 7 years and see what happened and see if you all made it. Team, I want to thank you for what is an absolutely fantastic program today. I wish we had more time, but we're up against the 12 o'clock mark. We promised to get off here. I want to thank you very much for joining us. I want to thank our friends at HSBC for hosting us. I want to remind everybody out there, I'm going to get all these emails out. You recorded. Yes, we recorded today. We'll send you out a link late this afternoon. And I want to remind you, next week on the 8th of June, we have a program on AI and the application of AI to real estate. We've been sending out announcements. If you haven't already RSVP'd, you might want to do that. It's going to be a good program. With that, you have all been wonderful. I love you all. You're all rising stars. I now see why. And happy sales and knock 'em dead. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.